Welcome to XconMedia. I'm your host, Big Brother G Money is what they call me. Some people call me. Anyway, today I'm gonna talk about a MARTA bus driver losing his life while he was at work a week or so ago. All right, and the reason why I'm talking about this is for a number of reasons. One, I used to be a MARTA bus driver. I worked for MARTA from August of 2019 all the way to October of 2021. So guess what? I was there in the height of the pandemic when tension was at an all-time high. I did not miss a day. I got perfect attendance for the year of 2020. Um, Matter of fact, my attendance was perfect the whole time I was there. However, because I was only there for a full calendar year of 2020, I had perfect attendance. And so I've seen the highs, the lows, the unruly passengers, the ones that didn't want to act right, road rage on the highway. I don't know. People just be ready to give up everything, ready to give up their life, ready to give up everything that they didn't work for, ready to give up everything. And I do mean everything. Don't think about the kids. Don't think about the wife, girlfriend. Don't think about nothing. Just be ready to give it up behind some rage, behind the heat of the moment, anger, passion. Let me tell you something, people, man. Um, first of all, condolences to the wife uh of the bus driver and the kids. I think he had a kid or two. Condolences. That was a very messed up situation on all accounts. Now I got a couple of different spins on it, so stay tuned for the spins. If you new to the channel, man, like, comment, subscribe. I'm going hard in the paint. Y'all wanted to see me as a couple of people. Man, I was at is a couple of people that ran into me. One, I was at my daughter's birthday party, and guy was like, "Man, XconMedia, man, I knew that was you, man. I don't see your videos no more. Why you stop making the videos?" Hey, jobs, and I'm working for people will pay you enough money to not really do what you need to do. So guess what? I'm back, and I'm gonna stay consistent with it. And when I get monetized, I'm gonna quit my job, and I'm gonna just talk to y'all about current events, issues, or whatever, and I'm gonna just let y'all into my life. Um, Again, anger is a real issue. And I have been to prison, okay. And let me tell you something, as I've said in numerous videos, okay. If you got an anger management problem, you want to get that taken care of on your terms while you're free. Because me, on the other hand, I had an anger management issue. I never liked to walk away. I always wanted to fight. Fighting was just something that I love to do. You want to fight, I want to fight too. Let's do it. You know what I'm saying? That's how I was in the past. All right. But then I got prison time. I got a hefty prison sentence of 16 years in the Georgia prison system. And in that 16-year time, I had to learn how to deal with my anger. And I had to take numerous anger management courses, family violence, you name it. I took almost every class I could possibly take while I was in there. Okay. Um you got to think about it, people. Is it really worth it? And a lot of times, some of y'all ain't never been in trouble. Some of y'all never been through anything. So if it has not happened and you haven't seen it, you just do it. And Listen, this is a sad situation on all accounts because it could have been prevented. All right, it could have been prevented. It was numerous times on the bus where passengers did this and that or whatever. Me personally, if I had an unruly passenger, and this trick worked, especially when I had a bus full of people. I will stop that bus. I will announce on the intercom that this bus cannot move until that person is off the bus. I just informed MARTA police, uh, and we'll see what happens from there. So I'm going to stop this bus until that person is off or MPD get their one. Guess what? My problem was always taken care of. Okay. Um, man, it was one time during the pandemic because they were letting everybody ride the bus for free. And this one guy was riding around, right. He was just riding in a circle. So after about the third trip, I'm like, bro, you got the you're gonna have to get off at the station, the end of the line, or somewhere, but you can't ride away from the station um with me again, which would have been probably the third or fourth time. And this dude, he got mad and he was about to approach me, but let's just say I didn't want to lose it that night. Somebody was praying. So that was it. And that was about the most of a almost physical altercation that I got into. All right. And that was almost, but I had to revert back to my training and the counseling classes that I took in prison, and just everything just flashed in front of me. So I just had to think about my kids and everything and say, you know what? I'm not about to do this. You know what I'm saying? And that was close. Other than that, I didn't have too much of a bad experience, but it's all about de-escalation. You got to know how to walk away. You got to know how to just say, look, I'm not engaging in this. I'm out. You don't have to argue with these people. You don't have to have the last word. So many times people get caught up in having to have the last word to prove a point. For what? To who? Why? What are you losing? What are you gaining? What's going on? I don't get it. You don't have to prove that point. And let me tell you something else. All right. And I heard on the news that a couple of drivers was like, well, they need to stop people from carrying guns on the bus. Listen, man, the Second Amendment and the Georgia Constitution and everything say people can ride the bus with their firearms. I've seen numerous firearms. I've seen numerous firearms on the bus. They can do that. That is not going to stop the problem. Another thing is the reason why they don't let the drivers carry firearms is because you not gonna do right with them. Y'all gonna take simple little bitty small arguments and you're going to escalate them because you got a firearm. Don't be that tough guy because you got a firearm where you can't go with these hands. That's what a lot of people don't realize. So that's why they don't let the drivers, they don't allow, it's against company policy for the drivers to carry firearms in the city of Atlanta, because I think it's different in probably Jersey somewhere or some other city where they allow their drivers to carry firearms from what I heard. I'm not clear on that. But that is the reason why drivers can't carry firearms, and y'all want to try to get people banned from carrying guns on the bus. That's not going to happen. Don't even waste your breath because it's not going to happen. You say, hey, don't carry the fire. You can't carry the firearm on the bus. Guess what? It's gonna be concealed. They still gonna carry it anyway. And most shootings happen in gun-free zones than anywhere. Look at the New York transit system in New York. I think it's MIT or something, MTA or something like that. Look at them, for instance. They always have this and that on them trains. You know why? Because it's a gun-free zone. You're not supposed to have guns inside the city of New York, much less on MTA. So there's things that's always happening. Whereas in Atlanta, you don't really know who got it. So it kind of keeps the de-escalation. It kind of makes every situation like, yeah, I want to say something to him, but I don't know if he got that fire. So I'm gonna stand down. And then you go on about your business. You don't think about that ever again, that person ever again. All right, gun-free zones are the reason why things happen. So MARTA bus drivers don't even look for them to just ban firearms on the buses and train, because it's not gonna happen. And that's not a fix to that's not a solution to that problem. Okay. Um you need to, as the driver, you are the professional driver. You are the professional. You are the one that is supposed to show professionalism in all circumstances. You are the one that's supposed to know how to de-escalate situations, walk away from situations, call the proper authorities when you need to call them, and just de-escalate situations at all times. So I hated to really see this driver go through this, man. Like this was crazy, man. So I'm gonna show the video, and it's just a sad situation. It really is a sad situation, and I feel for this brother that he had to go like this, man. It just became 2025 and the year hadn't even started good, and this man lost his life. So here's the video, man. Okay, he sweated up. He got the sweat, so he got his hands in his pants. Listen, man, these folk, listen, you gotta treat everybody like they got a firearm. It ain't about being scared, it's about going home to your family. All right. The driver is he's clearly not walking away. They said it was about a $2.50 fare. I don't know. It could have been bigger, it could have been smaller. The thing about it is, it just back to the clip. Woo! 8 shots. 8 shots, and 3 of them hit the driver. 3 of them hit the driver, and he is deceased. He is no longer with us. listen, this is a sad situation, and it goes back to anger management. It goes back to anger management. It goes back to de-escalation. It goes back to think about your kids, think about your wife, you know. The guys were juveniles. All right. So we don't know who they are because it was three of them. It was all three juveniles. Um, I'm speechless, you know, because this is crazy. It didn't have to happen. Um, they say the driver swung on the juveniles first. If the juvenile's defense was to be self-defense, um 8 shots is way too many. Number one, you're a juvenile, so you're not supposed to have a handgun anyway. Number two, 8 shots was overkill. That was overkill. Um, if you're using self-defense, you are justified in enough shots to stop the threat. Okay, let's just say it was a self-defense situation, which it doesn't appear to me that it is. Um, because there are 5 elements of self-defense. We could talk about that in another video, but uh above and beyond overkill is one of those elements. You are justified in using just enough force. That means if it takes one shot, then one shot to defend yourself is all you got. And you tap it 2 times, you're not justified in self-defense. If it takes 10 shots to stop the threat, you're justified in stopping the threat. People, people, you got to do better with your anger, man. Like every day I see road rage on the streets. I see people getting into simple fights. I see people doing this, doing that, and just ready. I've been in prison with a lot of guys that gave up. I know a guy, we was in prison together, and we both got out. He probably got out about 8, 9 years before I did. And he ended up on the first 48 back with a life sentence without parole, just to prove a point to somebody. Are you really ready to give up your freedom just to prove a point to somebody that I just don't get it. I don't understand it. And I'm not doing it. Don't make you weak to walk away. It make you smart. You're not weak because you're standing down and choosing to walk away and de-escalate and disengage from the threat. It doesn't make you weak, it makes you smart. It makes you be able to see another day. Y'all, you got to, like, this goes on around the country, man. People be ready to throw their life away for nothing, and then you expect your girlfriend or your wife to ride with you for the whole 10, 15 years. 10, 15 years if you get lucky. We talking about life. When it's a loss of life, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna end up with a life sentence. Unless a manslaughter charge, you know, a less included sentence get thrown around, you know, in some kind of way, you know, the young men get lucky to get that. But other than that, man, this was a sad situation on all accounts. I feel for the family of the juveniles. I feel for the family of the bus driver. It could have been avoided by the juveniles and the bus driver. You know, now we got one person lost their life, and then we got 3 kids. I don't think all 3 of them going to get a life sentence. One at the minimum may get a life sentence, but man, this was a sad situation, man. For what? For what? People live to see another day. Go home to your family, your friends, and everything that you didn't work for in your life, man. These people job. Don't be ready to die about these people job. They tell you if they ain't got the fare, let them ride, and let that be the end of it. Let that be the end of it. Let them ride if that's what it takes. Just de-escalate, disengage, go home, like, comment, subscribe.